Hey, these new transhuman augments are amazing. I got some new legs. I can run, I can walk, I can jump.
I got better.
I don't think anything can be better than robotic legs. Okay? What the fuck was that? It was like a massive amount of material just slammed into the floor and made everything shake.
I call him Cecil. He's my cock.
Lee, what the fuck? It's looking at me!
Hi guys, welcome to the future, and today we are reviewing Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. That's the right one, isn't it? Because I keep confusing the bastards.
Yes, it's not Human Revolutions, which was the last one. It's Mankind Divided by Eidos Montreal.
The Division of Man.
Which sounds even worse when you say it like that. Mm. But yeah, this game is another one in a long line of Deus Ex games, which have always been quite well received.
Project Snowblind was a bit not well received.
Well, I made that statement based on the fact I've played 2 of them.
The latest 2, yeah.
But you've obviously had an experience of the previous ones.
I have played all of them.
Yeah, and I have actually got all of them. You might have even given those to me as a gift.
I did not for once.
So I don't know where I got those from. Maybe I bought them in the Steam sale. I don't know. But I've got all of them. I just haven't had time to play through because the games are huge.
They are, yeah. Even the very first one was a huge game.
But the reason I actually said they're well received is that it's one of those games that's captured an imagination for a long period of time. Over how many games has it been now? Like 6 or something?
Depends if you include spin-offs or mobile games or
just the standard fare.
Standard fare. Ooh, oh god.
We should look this up.
4
really.
or 5, I think.
Yeah,
we looked up Montreal. Oh, come on.
Montreal.
Eidos.
Yeah.
Yeah, we looked that up. Good. You can tell.
But no, they are games. They were some of the most engrossing and immersive games that you could get back in the day. It's certainly the first Deus Ex was like a mind blow for most people.
Yeah, it regularly tops game of all time lists.
Yeah, and to be honest, this game to me is something that the guys who are developing it, they know what they're doing with the game, and they keep to a very tight formula of what people would expect from their game and don't change too much. Certainly from my experience from the previous Human Revolutions to Mankind Divided, it does feel like a redo rather than a revolution.
Yes, it feels to me almost like a director's cut. It's a different story, obviously, but the engine and what you're doing in the gameplay, it's all very similar to the previous one, with just little tweaks here and there and some missteps as well.
Yeah, which we'll go into. But I think the main part of these games, the part that brought me to the Human Revolution game that made me really want to play it, is the context of the story. You're in a world of augmented people and non-augmented people. So people have got robotic type implants, some people don't. And the growing tensions between the two groups of people, growing in society, very much like the white-black segregation civil rights movement of the 60s in America, but transposed onto non-human and human elements, which is something that's happening in current society. We've all got the risk of terrorism and explosions every 5 minutes, as also we're told, if you're into that kind of conspiracy. Although some explosions do happen, apparently. You've got that part, as well as all the prejudice coming with something that people don't know anything about or not comfortable with. But what they've done in this game is they've brought in the fact that there was an incident that was caused in a previous game or previous event.
Yes.
Which all the transhuman augmented people kind of went a bit schizo.
Yeah, a bit mental. Started killing people with their shiny robot arms.
And I have to say one thing, that this game does a beautiful thing, which a lot of later editions of games kind of lose track of because they go off on different tangents. And because they've kept close to the story, and it's a constant running story, they give you a lovely chance to back up and learn about the history of Deus Ex and the story up until now. Kind of like a season, like pre-trailer type thing.
Yeah, there's about a 12-minute video at the start of the game that sort of catches you up on the story if you haven't played a Deus Ex game before.
Now, the previous game came out, about 3 years ago, I think?
Yeah, 2-3 years ago, yeah.
So it's a long time between a game of this size, and you will have forgotten stuff if you haven't recently played Human Revolutions. So I really appreciated that. So there's a tick in the box for Deus Ex for me on that point.
Yeah, it does really nice ease you back into it. It does do, as you were saying earlier to me, the sort of Ubisoft 3-panel tutorials now.
Yeah, it does do that.
And it does them over and over. I mean, like, you go into hacking, it's like, this is how you hack. Okay, fine. Okay, got it. And you're trying to hack, and it's like, this is how you fortify. And you're like, okay, I got it. And it's like, this is how you know. And you're just like, will you stop and let me do it?
Yes, there is a lot of stuff. Certainly hacking is a big part of the game. I'd say it's probably more of the game than you think it's going to be. You have a chance to upgrade your character as Adam Jensen, a uber augmented dude who can basically do anything. He's a bit as close to a superhero you can get, really. He can fall from high heights and not get hurt. You can give yourself extra hard skin.
He can smooth talk you.
Yeah, he can basically analyse you as you're talking, which is kind of freaky. I don't know if he can have an augmented penis like Lee did, but maybe.
That wasn't a skit, that was real life.
No, it really wasn't. But in that thing, in Adam Jensen's sort of capabilities, you have the ability to use your augments to achieve your goals and missions. And hacking is one of them.
Hacking is one, and you will find yourself changing the way you play the game depending on the augments you get.
Yeah.
Because you can increase, obviously, your speech, so talking to people is more productive. Increase your hacking, so hacking is easier. You can hack higher level stuff and go through the game that way. And obviously you can have combat augments, which will help you in combat, so you can just steamroller it.
Yeah, the ability to play a game the way you like is a massive boon to this game. There's too many games that kind of say you can play any way, but you are forced to do one or the other, really. I know Lee has a terrible hatred of insta-fail missions when you have to do stealth when you don't want to. Mm-hmm. And this game doesn't do that. It does point you towards the route of being non-lethal and stealthy, because that's kind of the character you are, but you can run in and just gun everyone down if you've got enough ability to do so.
Yeah, Shadow of Mordor, mine sorcered orcs. I didn't want them to attack, but they did it anyway.
It's okay, Lee. That was a long time ago.
Fucking alarms.
But this game does give you a lot of opportunity to do or play the game how you want to play it. So if you are somebody like stealthy and exploring, you can do that. If you want to run and gun and just do the mission, you can do that. And I have found playing this game for probably around 15 to 20 hours, I've hardly progressed the game much at all. I've kind of moved to the next area. And so you get like four or five cities in a kind of a compound, and I've managed to move to the next bit. And that's as far as I got, because the game allows you to do these side missions and go off and do other things and explore and become immersed in this world, which is a lot more in it than previously. Human Revolutions had very barren sort of landscapes, really. In the streets and stuff, there wasn't much going on. But in this game, although the different areas that you go to in the city through the subway, they do feel very similar. You come and walk out and it's kind of the same again. There's a lot more stuff in the streets. There's a lot more stuff in the rooms and places you go to. And it's all, the attention to detail and all the bits is great.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's got more buildings you can enter as well. In the previous game, it was all very much
set piece, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like hallway to room that you're supposed to go into, whereas this time it's like, oh, there's an apartment block. I can break into every single apartment. Yeah,
pretty much. There's shops with vendors that, you know, that's one downside I did have with this. You pick up a lot of crap.
You do. Yep.
Okay, and you do have a setting that you can highlight interactable things in the game, but it's everything. So it might be stuff that you want to pick up and throw a dustbin, has the same amount of highlighting as something you're going to pick up. And that doesn't really happen until you get close to it anyway, so you can't kind of go across the room, oh, I need that tiny thing in the corner. It's going to be, okay, here's a bin, and here's a credit chip, and you can't turn off one or the other. So
don't throw dustbins, it's a death sentence.
Yeah, if you aggro a whole group of people, it just turns into a horrible mess. I've had so many instances where I could have just gone up and spoken to somebody because that's how I wanted to sort the problem out, but I've accidentally tried to get behind a dustbin, thrown it instead of dropping it, and then the whole fucking army of people, including the police, are after me.
Wheelie bins.
It's terrible. It's terrible. But no, the actual picking up stuff and exploring the detail and the stuff in the rooms and stuff, I really, really like it. It makes me feel like part of the universe, and that they put a bit of care into the game. So thank you guys for making that extra effort.
Yes, I've eaten all their sandwiches. All of them.
All of them. But what I was saying about the vendors is you get some vendors, because you're picking up all this crap, mostly alcohol, to sell for very little credits. It takes up a lot of room in your inventory. It does stack, which is nice, but if you get lots of different types, it obviously won't stack. But you go to a vendor and it might just be a conversation, but on your map it's classed as a vendor. Now whether that might be a vendor you come to later on in the game for a particular mission or whatever is a bit confusing when some of them just want some neuropazine from you, which is a chemical that helps augments stick to you and not go crap.
Anti-rejection medication.
That's right, yes. Sorry, that's kind of what I meant. But yeah, some of them just want some stuff from you and you can sell that or give it, so it doesn't come across very often and you can kind of keep hold of it until you actually need it to get through a particular...
Yeah, so sometimes the openness of the world does make it kind of weird, because I hacked into this door out on the street, went through, and it's like a little storage area. I'm like, oh, brilliant. I'm like picking all the stuff up. Cool. Oh, there's another door. Go to another door. Yeah, that was the storage room of this vendor, and so I just went to the vendor and sold him all his stuff. I was like... Didn't see me come out of there, did you, pal?
Yeah, it's nice. It's the kind of AI you expect in a game of this size. I've got to say, like deep down, I do like this game a lot, but I liked Human Revolutions a lot too.
Yeah, it's no question. If you enjoyed the last game, you're going to enjoy this game because it's essentially more of the same.
But you will definitely get your money's worth, and the pricing is something I want to come on to now.
Yes.
So, Deus Ex Mankind Divided was party to a terrible pre-order scheme.
Yep, tiered,
so the amount of people that pre-ordered it unlocked the tiers for other people. It was just diabolical.
So diabolical, they decided not to do it in the end.
Yeah, so they ended up just doing a normal pre-order bonus, which we both did for your benefit.
Yes.
We're taking off the team for you guys.
Yeah, we have to pre-order for you bastards.
But we pre-ordered, so we got some new...
clothes.
Wait, I was trying to say customisables, but they didn't come out quick enough. But new clothes, also some skins on the guns as well. The revolver and battle rifle, I think.
Yeah, crap, basically.
Yeah, it doesn't affect the game, just makes it look nice. But the pricing of everything, if you add up all the bits and pieces that you can get that accompany this game, it gets into silly money. It really does. So the game itself on Steam was $39.99.
It was.
So you get your season pass, which you don't know what that's going to entail because it's going to be a season pass.
$24.99 for that.
Yeah. You've also got in-game purchases, which I think can run up to another 50, 60 quid. Don't quote me on that because I haven't had a chance to check it. But I think you can buy extra praxis points, which are your currency for upgrading your augmentations. But you also have a accompanying mobile game called Deus Ex Go, which we'll try and get some footage behind us of that.
Good luck.
Yeah, I'll do that later. Put it in post. But that game is a $3.99 game, I think. And then you also have the ability to buy stuff in that game to help solve the problems, because apparently searching on Google is too fucking difficult. But if you want to do that, then that's another $6.99 for some solutions. And out of the back of that, you get praxis points to use in the game. So, okay, that you're getting something for your money, but 10 quid to pay to win type thing?
Yeah.
That's a bit off. You've also... What else have you got?
We have Companion app, but that
the Companion app.
That is free, in fairness.
Yeah, and that's kind of nice. I did like that. I mean, I'm a massive fan of well-done Companion apps because that's increasing your experience of the game and making you want to play it more. So, in the game, I'll let you explain this bit.
Yeah, in the game...
You told me where to find the first one.
In the game, you come across these triangular symbols, and they're basically QR codes that the app reads, and it unlocks some text for you on the phone. I think it ties into... I think you can get rewards as well. if you get enough of them.
Yeah, there's also in-game, there's something called breach software, which is an element of the game where I think it might be PvP or a challenge mode, because I haven't tried it.
Me neither.
But because I haven't unlocked it any yet. And it does warn you not to play them until you've. It might ruin the story, which I don't want to happen. So once I eventually finish the game, I'll be getting onto breach software. So I can't give you an opinion on the breach element of this game. But again, it's a collectible you find. It gets to a certain level when you unlock stuff. You can sell it at vendors, and that's how you kind of lock in the upgrades. But those not practice points, the triangles. I've had videos of interviews with some of the voice actors, and kind of surrounding lore and behind the scenes looks at stuff.
First one's in your apartment. There's a little cubbyhole on the floor.
In your bedroom, yeah. Yeah, so I've managed to pick up 3 in about 15 hours, 20 hours gameplay. So I guess you're going to find one every 5 hours.
Yeah, I after like looking at the first one, I was just like, okay, I know what that is. I'll fuck around with that later.
Yeah, the game itself though, it can go quite slowly. You can spend probably 2 or 3 hours hovering around one mission.
Yeah.
Because you're doing lots of side missions. It's a classic formula of main mission, side mission. You get a lot of side missions, but they do warn you that if you go on too far in the story, you will lose the access to be able to do some of the side missions. So watch out on that point. I haven't come across it yet, but
yeah, I like the way it does that, but it just means you'll be going for the side missions because you know that you'll not derive benefit from them if you go too far in the story and then lose access to them. So it does draw the game out in a fairly natural way.
Yeah, and I think you earn quite a lot of XP from doing missions in general. So if you want to kind of bulk up before moving along in the story, it's probably worth doing. I think if you're going to run and gun through the whole main mission, I still don't think it'd be terrible because you get a lot of XP from the main missions.
Yeah. So it certainly does benefit you from doing the side missions and getting those extra upgrades. I mean, I've maxed out my energy, my armor, my conversational stuff, and I'm not even in the second district yet. So
yeah, whereas I've focused on a little bit of hacking and some of the kind of exploratory skills, like you get a lung enhancement so you can walk through gas.
Wish I got that one.
Yeah. Some of the more power for my invisibility and stuff like that. It's there's a lot of choices in your upgrades for your augmentation, so take some time looking at what that can do in the later trees, if you like, of those skills, and work out where you want to be, because you don't want to be wasting your practice points on stuff because they're going to be finite.
Yeah, there will come a cut-off point, I imagine, but I haven't reached it yet.
But in the augmentations in this game, they have done something very cool, which is very early on in the game you discover. This doesn't spoil it for you, it's kind of a game mechanic. You do discover that there are hidden augmentations that you hadn't seen before. Really nice way, like story-wise, of bringing in new talents, because he's kind of gone, oh my god, what's all this? My augments don't work. You go to see someone, he goes, oh my god, you've got loads more. Untapped, untried out, like prototype.
Like armor ones and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's like
there's 3 of them.
Typhoon blades.
Yeah.
Rhino skin
blades at people.
Yeah, there's crazy stuff, but because they are not within your normal power base, you have to balance the power it's using. Otherwise, you're going to freak out and go schizo.
Yeah, so you have to sacrifice some of the regular augments in order to power the new one. But I mean, a lot of the time you'll be like, well, how often do I punch through walls? Not often.
I've got that one too, because sometimes you have to get through those areas.
Yeah, there's usually another way to do it though.
Yeah, but it's quicker.
Yeah.
And really stealthy.
Yes, punching through walls is like the stealth ultimate. Sam Fisher wishes he could do that.
But yeah, so those practice area or practice points you're spending on those bits, you can turn them off and turn them on. So maybe it's a sort of repository for practice points. I don't know, because I've not turned any of them on. And this is one of my other bugbears about the game, that a lot of the activities or skills you will get in the game you won't actually touch, use or experiment with, because you'll have chosen a different route. So I don't want rhino skin, for example, the kind of extra, safety, because I was doing more of a stealthy sneak around explore type gameplay.
And I was giving him the horn.
You stop talking about your penis.
Sorry.
But yeah, this this method of doing stuff how you want to do it is going to cause you to do or play the game that way. The problem is that a lot of the stuff you end up picking up in the inventory, as an RPG player, I never want to throw things away or get rid of stuff I'm not using because I might need it later. You know, the classic, I've got 15 health potions.
Yeah.
And I won't use it for the big boss battle, which never arrives, or I never need the health potions for. And it's that thing. So I've got smoke grenades, gas grenades, EMP grenades, frag grenades, and I'm like, well, have I used all of them? No, I haven't. I've used an EMP grenade, and I'm a good enough shot not to bother with normal big grenades. So it's kind of like, well, it's quite easy for the gunplay in this game, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the gunplay's actually improved since the last game.
Well, you were talking about the cover.
Yeah, the cover. I think it's. I haven't played Human Revolution in a while, but I'm pretty sure when you came out of cover, it's sort of in this one. It's very much like the Division, where you can see where you're going to go. So
yes.
you can you get a silhouette, and okay, I'm going to go over there, rather than just having a hair out of cover and find somewhere else.
Yeah, I don't really use cover that much because I use vents as my cover. So I will crawl into a vent, cause some aggro over there, and then the fuckers will come running, and I'll be there with my little rifle or my tranq gun, going pew pew, and then down they go. Someone else comes, pew pew, and if they see me in the vent, I just find a different vent, and then it's all good, and everyone's happy.
I actually had a problem with that. I aggroed a large robot with 2 miniguns, and I went in the vent, and I was like, miles down the vent, I could see my little silhouette of where he last saw me, and it didn't go away. And I was sat there for 5-10 minutes, and it's just not going away. So I actually had to go completely through the vent and then come back again.
Amateur.
Bloody robots.
But you do have some good moments in this game, but it's a game that you will need to set aside a good couple of hours in a session. I don't think it's not a game you can pick up for 15 minutes.
No, really not. I mean, there was a mission where I had to infiltrate my own headquarters and plant a bug on a server, and I'd sequentially unlocked things and got through, and then I needed one code for this final door that could not be bypassed anywhere else. It was far too high for me to hack, and it's on this one random computer in the entire building, and there is 100 computers in that bloody place. Oh, I'm getting so emotional about it.
It's okay, mate.
I was there wandering around the fucking thing for about an hour.
Whereas I didn't actually have a problem with this mission because I like to explore, so I just literally explored every computer. And the nice thing is that it does remember the code.
You were just like, excuse me, babe.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Jesus, that was bizarre. Having to jump onto someone else's computer or they're sat on it. It was bizarre. It just didn't make any sense. Anyway, you basically go around and find the codes on these computers. Lost in an email somewhere, but it will remember it for you for the terminal or the lock that you're going to use it.
Yes, I fucking hate games where it's like, here's the code. I'm like, brilliant. And you go there and you're like, uh-oh.
What was the code?
What was the code?
But they make you actually type in the passwords and the codes, which makes you feel a little bit more connected to the game.
Yeah, it shows you what it is, but you don't automatically pop it.
It's nice. But the other thing you do for hacking is you have something called a multi-tool, which you can build yourself. It does cost you a lot of spare parts, effectively. I can't remember what they're called, crafting parts?
Yeah, parts, I think.
Yeah, I think crafting parts. But
Bits.
you basically use 120, 170 of them to build this little multi-tool, which can unlock anything electronic. And although you can buy enough, you can't buy the parts a lot of places, but you can build this multi-tool. And it's a payoff because... or a trade-off rather, of do I waste the parts to build this tool, or do I get my practice points up and just get my hacking skill higher? Because even if you have your hacking skill high, you have to go into the hacking game, the mini game, which you love.
I am not a fan of the hacking game. I can see, I mean, it's better than Pipe Mania, right? Which is normally how they represent hacking in fucking games. You have Pipe Mania.
Yeah.
In this, it's all about you have a chance to get an alert, and the amount of times I've clicked on the first node and it's 35% chance of alert. It's alert. So I come out, go back in, first node, alert. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about with these damn percentiles?
Well, I generally just do it as quickly as possible and map out roughly where it's going to be, and disconnect before there's any chance of failure. Because if If you disconnect, then it doesn't lock down and it doesn't have a cooldown for you to do it again.
No, but you only get 5 attempts.
Yeah, it can be annoying. So I would suggest stocking up on multi-tools, really. You can get your hacking skill up. You can get things to work quicker. You can get also software to help you out. So you can nuke certain nodes so the tracing software can't get to you as quickly. You can overclock. It's lots of bits and pieces. It's almost like quite a good game inside a game.
Except I keep disconnecting by accident because you can't drag it around with the mouse.
Yeah, controls issues there, really.
And the last node of this one that I used up all my freeze bug software on, went to click the last node, clicked on disconnect instead because it was overlaying it. I was like...
And that brings me on to another point of it's really easy to fuck yourself over in this game. Quick save at any point possible and save frequently. I'll just say that again. Save frequently.
And the game itself can fuck you over with autosave.
Yes. So if you aggro something and you quick save is kind of like overwritten somehow, I don't know. It's just annoying. I don't think it overwrites your quick save, but you end up last save and you'll click it and you'll get a loading screen which takes forever.
Yes, it takes ages.
But that's just a hangover. I mean, some of the bits in the game, the graphics wise, okay, we did touch on it earlier. Graphics are being really, really good. For people that enjoyed the last game, and like you said, director's cut, but there's an issue with the optimization.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll let the PC man talk about this.
I've never seen a game where MSAA just kills it stone dead. I was getting 10 FPS at the main menu.
The benchmark for me was in single figures.
I mean, and we are running fairly high-end PCs. I mean, we're both running 980s on fairly high i7s. But didn't make a difference.
No, so for me, I've taken it to a very high setting rather than ultra, and just for ease of use of gameplay, and taken MSAA completely off.
Yeah, I've taken it down to high, and I've reduced it down to 1080.
So it's kind of just annoying, but it works fine. It's just the MSAA, it looks nice until it moves.
Yeah, and then
It's like
freeze frame. And I had to take it down further because I had some settings on very high, and it played fine. And I came back to do some game capture, and it ran like a joke. It does offer a really good experience when it actually comes to customization options. You can change a lot of the HUD around. If you don't want it on, you don't have to have it on. Like Snare said earlier, you can change it so you have object highlighting off. It has a lot of very good options that we don't see enough of in the industry. You can literally resize everything, field of view, everything you could ever possibly want is in their options menu. They've done a really spectacular job of giving you the options you want to play the game in the way you want to.
I think it's very important to note that in this day and age, it should be that quality assurance step of a game to have that ability to change things. We've seen in recent months and years Xbox bringing out a controller that is going to be better for disabled people to play games, or sort of manually handling of a controller with buttons in different places and stuff. Yeah. That kind of stuff goes down very well with people, and I think in the PC
price
zone,
didn't though.
No, I mean even Uncharted 4 and games of that ilk, they had the colour schemes.
Yeah, the colourblind modes.
Colourblind modes. Yep. Stuff like that goes down really well with a lot of gamers who really enjoy the game but have struggled to play it.
Or being unable to change FOV for people that get motion sickness.
Yeah.
It's another one.
Yeah, I mean FOV is like kind of a common thing for PC games. You don't often see it in anything else. But it basically, for the people that can have a PC that can run it, then give them the chance to play it the best possible, ability. And with the recent PS4 Pro stuff coming out,
why do we need it?
Well, there's a whole different discussion, a whole different video on that. But the fact is that people want the choice now, and I think PC games need that in there. It should be regulated almost to say if you're going to produce a game and charge this much money for it, you're going to need to have these options, graphical options, and choices of how to see the game in action.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, how many times when you're going in and you just see, what do you want to change this option to, high or very high? What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, not split it into like 5 different elements and say I want more of that but less of that.
Yeah, it's like on field of view. Like it's all predicated on numbers. So if you see the number like 100 or 110, you know what the field of view is going to be like. But when it's just like high, you're just like, what is that?
Yeah, no, it's a good touch, very good touch. I wanted to bring us back to the actual the guy in the game, Adam Jensen.
Yes, that would be Elias Ufexus.
I've written it down.
We looked it up.
Tufexis.
I was so close.
That was not bad.
Ah,
well done.
yeah.
Have a biscuit.
There's been biscuits.
Yeah, it's just like life. Disappointing. Bastard. Right. So the guy that plays Adam Jensen does a good job because Jensen as a character can almost be someone that's a complete asshole or quite a good guy. So it's how you play the game is how it comes out. And I actually, from experience of having things like Aiden from fucking Watch Dogs, who was just a blank shit face of
Mr.
nonsense.
Personality.
Yeah, Cardboard had more facets to a personality than he did.
Not corrugated cardboard either.
No, that's the crap one that gets wet and soggy.
No.
Jensen to me is kind of what you expect out of someone who's basically almost paramount or tantamount to being a superhero, but has the opportunity to kind of be the moral high ground of everyone.
Yeah, I think a lot of the writing makes him out to be a bit of a dick, but I think Mr. Tufexis is thank you, performance keeps you on his side because he does a very good job voice acting it. I'm assuming he's a charismatic guy in real life, but he certainly plays one on telling you quite well. So even when he's being a dick, you still like him.
Yeah, he's got an authoritative kind of grumble, gruffy voice.
Yeah.
And it works. So he can either be kind of sort of a good listener almost, or an understanding tone to his voice, or he can be like, I'm going to fuck you up. But it's like this all the time. He's got kind of one voice. But it fits in so many different ways. So well done. Well done.
That's not bad. Kind of pissed off.
What about my Adam Jensen voice?
Yeah, that was quite good.
You've never given me a compliment.
I know, I'm pissed off.
You saw it here first, folks. Lee giving me a compliment.
Fuck. You earned it.
One other last thing I'd like to stick into this review on this high note is the thing I do like about games not confusing the currency system of any kind. So in this game you have very understandable currency. So you have your XP, which builds up from doing things in the game.
And your money.
And that's it. So what your XP will give you levels, and those levels will give you access to new practice points. And so it's very, very simple. You're going to be upgrading your augments. You can upgrade all your weapons, not from your levels or anything. You just pick those things up, but you can upgrade stuff, and that's good. But in order to get the stuff to upgrade, it's not convoluted. You haven't got 17 different currencies to work between. Some games do that, and it really pisses me off. So well done, Eidos Montreal. Well done. Well done.
Of course, you could have a lot of currencies when you're paying in-game money.
Yeah.
In-game real money for in-game perks.
Yeah, I'm kind of glossing over that bit because we have discussed it. But yes, you've got another currency which is called money.
Yes, actual money.
So, so if you wanted to buy everything in the game, you're going to be spending like 90 quid plus probably for the whole experience and buying all the bits you can buy from them. But I've just recently bought a special edition for that much, so I'm an idiot.
Tell them which special edition, Snare Bear.
What? Watch Dogs 2, because I want it to be good, so I
gave them a lot of money.
Well, I get a scarf and a hat and a model and a season pass and some artwork and a soundtrack.
That will go lovely with your disappointment.
Right next to my self-esteem. But guys, this has been our review of Deus Ex Mankind Divided. So Lee, marks out of 10.
Marks out of 10, I would give it a solid 7. I think it's very similar to the last one, which is either a good thing or a bad thing. If you were a bit disappointed in the last one, felt it was a little bit dumbed down, then you're going to feel exactly the same about this one. And if you love the last one, you're going to love this one. It does have some performance issues, but hopefully they will be patched out before too long, or at least, fixed, proper fixed. But other than that, it's a decent game. You will get your money's worth out of it, and it just comes down to the type of game you want to play, whether or not you should get it.
Yeah, for me, I would give it a 8 out of 10 because the subject matter of the game is something I'm totally fascinated by. If it was something we could do and get augments, I'd be one of the people straight on there getting some augments. I really would.
Me too.
Yeah, definitely. So for me, the subject matter is really close to something I'm really interested in. The gameplay is nowhere near unplayable. It's really good. I enjoy it. There's elements I like, there's elements I don't like, but on the most part, I'm having a great time with it. I haven't played enough of the actual main story mission, but we have both heard from other reviews that the ending of the game is a little bit lackluster. We don't know yet. We haven't got there, so we can't give an opinion. But I hope it's enough to open up for maybe another sequel, another following game, which, to be honest, it probably will.
Yeah, in 3 years' time with the same engine, probably.
Yeah, well, let's hope they do something with it. It's a very enjoyable game. I agree with Lee. If you've liked the last one, you will like this one. Definitely good bang for buck. I'd recommend a buy. Just don't go into the extra bits you have to pay for. Deus Ex Go mobile game's not worth it. You just get a few extra practice points, and you probably won't need them anyway. So. Save your money, wait for a small Steam sale if you want to, but even at the price at the moment, it's a good price.
Yeah, it is a AAA title and pay AAA money for it.
And you will get hours of gameplay out of it if you like it. So that's our review of Deus Ex.
Indeed. So
don't forget, we release videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday on the channel for more reviews, let's plays and awesome content like this. And Lee might give me another compliment in the future. You never know. Or at least you get an evil laugh. It wasn't a joke. But guys, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
Take it easy, guys.
Bye. Cheese. And if you threw a piece of cheese at the floor, it would bounce along like a piece of cheese.
Cheese doesn't bounce.
It does if you throw it hard enough. Anyway, listen, okay. I don't want to see any more flaccid penis creatures of other people, but the risk is much higher as well.
Yeah, it's not just a PvP area either. It's an area that allows PvP, but there are AI enemies in there, and they're all hella tough. It's definitely designed for cooperative play in there.
Yeah, and I'd actually suggest